Blackstone Audio presents Ill Met by Murder, a Shakespeare in the Catskills mystery, by Elizabeth J. Duncan. This book is read by Sarah Nichols. To Frederick, Louise, and Ryan, $1 Million Listing, New York. Chapter 1. It's not every day a gleaming burgundy Rolls-Royce proceeds down the long driveway of Jacob's Grand Hotel. So it was with some interest that the woman walking a small dog on a beautiful May afternoon and her young male companion stood on the grassy edge of the roadway and watched the classic car go by. Because the vehicle was being driven at such a slow, stately pace, they had plenty of time to examine the occupants. An elderly man wearing an old-fashioned peaked chauffeur's cap crouched behind the steering wheel, and in the back seat a woman with dark hair pulled back in an immaculate chignon stared straight ahead, revealing a rather patrician profile. "Who was that?" asked the young man when the vehicle had passed, allowing the threesome to move back into the middle of the gravel driveway to continue their approach to the hotel. "That lady," replied Charlotte Fairfax, "was our patron and chief benefactor, Mrs. Paula Van Dusen." "Huh. I wonder what she was doing here." "Meeting with your uncle to discuss arrangements for this year's production up at her estate, I expect. She hosts an annual fundraiser for us. We do a one-time performance, and her rich friends pay heaps of money to come up from the city to sit on lawn chairs and watch." "Why would this Van Dusen lady want to do that?" "Because she fancies herself a patron of the arts. She's in a position to help because she knows all the right people with deep pockets, and because she has a soft spot for all things theatrical, especially actors, or so I'm told. This play up at her estate sounds like fun." "Fun?" Charlotte turned the word over in her mind. "I suppose whether it's fun or not depends on your perspective, but all things considered, yes, it's fun. It's outdoors on a lovely summer evening in the Catskills, and the audience members bring their own picnics, hampers filled with smoked salmon and champagne." She grinned at the young man. "And it's fun for the actors because they get to do something special for just this one performance once a year." Aaron Jacobs raised an eyebrow and shot her a questioning look. "The male actors play all the female parts, just like they did in Shakespeare's day." "Isn't that a lot of work for just one performance, memorizing all those lines?" "Not as much work as you'd think. They're pretty familiar with all the lines from so many rehearsals and performances, and they perform a shortened version of the play, so there's not as much for them to remember. And to be honest, this production is pretty relaxed, so nobody really minds the odd flub or two. You won't want to miss it. And you won't miss it because you'll be there with me.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?